we're not communicating very well. We don't really know how to talk to each other without pushing each other's buttons. And because
it starts with hesitation, stammering words that echo the sound of a man who has lost complete control. It's like, well, what do I just don't know what to do. Kody Brown, the patriarch once obsessed with control, once the loudest voice in the room, is now trembling under the weight of his own exposed secrets. And make no mistake, he's not just upset. He's fuming. He's pacing through the walls of his Flagstaff mansion like a caged animal, his mind burning with rage, his pride hanging by a thread. Because this time, it's not just family drama. This time, it's the intimate truth. Christine Brown, the woman who walked away, the wife who chose freedom over humiliation, has officially blown the doors wide open. Her tell-all memoir has hit shelves earlier than expected, leaking details so raw, so humiliating, that even Kody's carefully crafted image can't survive the blow. And what did Christine reveal? Not gossip. Not petty arguments. She revealed the bedroom secrets, the very place Kody thought he had control, the sacred domain he believed was his fortress of dominance. Christine's voice of defiance, Christine had warned fans. She teased it with her smile, with her excitement about the pages she had poured her soul into, helping me digest through all of the different emotions. I dug real deep, and there are some secrets, some nitty-gritty stuff. And I hope you love it. Those words weren't just a casual author's note. They were a warning shot. And now, the world knows exactly what she meant. The massage scandal, Christine laid bare one of Kody's most selfish, demeaning routines. According to the early copies surfacing online, Kody demanded hour-long full-body massages before intimacy. But here's the kicker, when Christine, exhausted, longing for reciprocity, yearning for even a fraction of the tenderness she gave, asked for the same in return, Kody's answer was ice cold. No. It doesn't turn me on to massage you. Let that sink in. The entitlement. The audacity. The declaration that love, touch, affection, were only worthwhile if they served his pleasure. Emotional commentary. Every woman who has ever poured herself into a one-sided relationship knows this pain. The heartbreak of realizing that what you give freely, comfort, care, intimacy, is treated like a transaction, not an act of love. Christine's words don't just reveal Kody's selfishness. They expose the very structure of his marriages, transactional intimacy, disguised as partnership. And when Christine finally put her foot down, when she stopped being Kody's personal spa attendant, something even darker happened. Enter Robin, the surveillance, out of nowhere. Robin Brown, wife number 4, the so-called soulmate, stepped into Christine's private life. Why did you stop giving Kody massages? Yes. Robin wasn't just aware of the routine. She was monitoring it. Questioning it. Acting as though Christine owed the family patriarch these hour-long rituals. How did Robin know? The answer is more disturbing than anyone expected. Kody himself had been sharing details of his bedroom life with Christine, or rather, the lack of it, directly with Robin. Think about that for a moment. The betrayal isn't just selfishness. It's surveillance. A coordinated system where Kody confides in his favorite wife, who then polices the others, keeping them in line. This isn't love. This is control. Deeper humiliation, and Christine doesn't stop there. In passages that early readers describe as excruciating, she recalls her wedding night, her first intimate moments with Kody. She writes that there was no tenderness. No care. No consideration. Only pain. She had trusted him. Trusted that a man with multiple wives, with supposed experience, would treat her with gentleness. Instead, she cried through the agony, abandoned in a moment that should have been sacred. Her honeymoon? A disaster. She was too sore, too broken, to even try again. The emotional weight of these revelations is staggering. They don't just expose Kody's selfishness, they reveal him as a fundamentally inconsiderate partner. The kind of man who demands endlessly but gives nothing in return. The fury of exposure, insiders now whisper that Kody's rage is boiling over. Not because of the lies, but because Christine finally told the truth. Because this isn't about bedroom details alone. It's about what those details symbolize: a man who saw intimacy as a service industry. A marriage built on conditions, control, and humiliation. A pattern of selfishness stretching across decades and multiple wives. Christine has pulled the curtain back. And Kody knows the world is watching. Closing build for part 1, the timing could not be worse for him. His family is fractured. His children are estranged. His wives have walked away. And now, the last refuge, his private life, his intimate control, has been ripped open and laid bare. This isn't just a scandal. This is humiliation. And according to those close to the family, Kody Brown is scrambling like never before. Because Christine's revelations are only the beginning. Viewers, brace yourselves, because what I'm about to tell you might just change the way you look at Kody Brown forever. The man who built his public image on faith, family, and plural love is now being ripped apart in the most humiliating way imaginable. Christine's new tell-all book doesn't just spill tea, it detonates a bomb in the middle of the Brown family legacy. And trust me, the fallout is uglier, darker, and more twisted than anyone could have predicted. Pushpin emotional shock number 1, betrayal at the core. According to early readers dissecting her words on Reddit, Christine reveals something so raw, so invasive, that women everywhere are shaking with anger. Kody, the so-called patriarch, allegedly demanded hour-long massages before intimacy, but when Christine asked for even a fraction of that care in return, he flat-out rejected her. Why? Because, in his own chilling words, it didn't turn him on to touch her back. Can you imagine the devastation of hearing that from the man you married? Of realizing your comfort, your needs, your very body weren't worth his time unless it benefited him. Pushpin emotional shock number 2, the Robin factor. But the betrayal didn't stop there. No, it cuts even deeper. Christine writes that when she finally stopped giving Kody those endless massages, it wasn't Kody who confronted her first. It was Robin. Yes, you heard that right. Wife number 4, allegedly armed with private bedroom details, marched up to Christine and demanded to know why she had stopped. Let that sink in for a moment. Christine wasn't just living with a selfish husband, she was apparently living under surveillance. Her private choices were being reported, monitored, and questioned by another wife in the family. Imagine the humiliation of knowing your most intimate boundaries were being dissected and judged like workplace performance. That's not a marriage. That's emotional servitude. Pushpin emotional shock number 3, weaponizing intimacy. Christine reportedly reveals something even more disturbing. Kody wasn't just venting to Robin. He was strategically sharing Christine's intimate struggles, her pain, and her boundaries as though it were ammunition. Then Robin would allegedly confront Christine, twisting those details into pressure for compliance. Think about the cruelty of that. Your most vulnerable moments, weaponized against you by the very people who should protect you. This wasn't love. This was a system of control, humiliation, and emotional warfare dressed up as family life. Pushpin emotional shock number 4, the wedding night bombshell. And as if that wasn't enough, Christine doesn't shy away from the darkest, most heartbreaking truths of all. She reportedly describes their wedding night in brutal detail: no gentleness, no care, just pain. She writes that she cried, believing his experience with other wives would make him considerate. Instead, she was left traumatized, too sore to continue for the rest of the honeymoon. Every woman watching this, every person who has ever trusted a partner with their body, can feel the ache of that betrayal. What was supposed to be sacred became scarring, and Christine carried that weight for years. Pushpin pattern recognition. Across all wives, here's where it gets even more explosive. Christine isn't just exposing her own experience. She's suggesting a pattern. Early readers claim she connects the dots between her story and complaints whispered by other wives. It wasn't just Christine. This was Kody's standard operating procedure: take, demand, exploit, then punish wives who refused by withholding his presence altogether. Think about how chilling that is. Love and intimacy weaponized into a system of rewards and punishments. If the house wasn't perfect, if the wife wasn't compliant, Kody would simply vanish, choosing absence as punishment. That isn't partnership. That's power and control, pushpin humiliation in the public eye, but what makes this revelation truly devastating for Kody is the contrast. Because while Christine was allegedly being told her body wasn't worth his touch, viewers have seen Kody massaging Robyn's feet on national television. He bragged about how much he loved it. How he adored her. Can you imagine Christine's heartbreak watching that? Years of being told intimacy with her was a chore, while Robyn received tenderness and devotion in front of the world. It's not just inconsistency, it's cruelty. A deliberate message of who mattered and who didn't, pushpin the fallout, a reputation in shreds, and now, the internet is on fire. Social media comment sections are exploding. Women everywhere are connecting Christine's revelations to their own lived experiences. Some are saying the massage scandal made them physically sick because it triggered memories of manipulative ex-partners. Others are calling it a masterclass in how abusers disguise control as normal relationship expectations. This isn't just sister-wives gossip anymore. Christine's words have touched a nerve across the world. Women are recognizing themselves in her pain, her humiliation, her long-suppressed anger. And that recognition is spreading like wildfire. And here's the kicker, Kody knows it. He's reportedly scrambling, pacing his property like a caged animal, furious that his most humiliating secrets aren't just whispered among the family anymore. They're headlines. They're viral posts. They're the subject of marriage counseling sessions and mom group discussions. His reputation isn't just damaged, it's being dismantled piece by piece, by the very woman he underestimated for decades. Direct hit outro hook, leave them hungry for more, so now the question becomes, what else is in this book? If the massage scandal is just the beginning, what other humiliating truths are about to shatter Kody's carefully crafted image? Because one thing is clear, Christine isn't protecting him anymore. She's done being silent. And the world is finally hearing her side of the story. Stay tuned, because the next revelations may be even more devastating than what we've already uncovered. Imagine discovering that the most private, intimate moments of your marriage weren't sacred, but instead, they were fuel for gossip, strategy, and manipulation inside your own family. What if the person you trusted most with your heart and body was secretly weaponizing your vulnerability, turning your love into leverage? Well, that is exactly what Christine Brown's shocking revelations suggest, and it's left Kody scrambling in full-blown panic. According to explosive online discussions, Christine's revelations about Robyn questioning the infamous massage situation don't stand alone. Viewers now believe it was part of a much darker, calculated system, a surveillance network within the Brown household. ! Think about that for a second. This wasn't just one wife innocently asking another wife about her relationship. This was Robyn allegedly monitoring compliance on Kody's behalf, checking whether Christine was fulfilling her duties and then reporting back. That's not a marriage. That's not sisterhood. That's supervision. That's control. That's unpaid labor disguised as love. Fire in the community reaction? Absolutely explosive. Fans across Reddit, Facebook, and YouTube comment sections are saying the same thing. This isn't quirky plural marriage drama. This is textbook manipulation. It's a pattern of control so blatant that women everywhere are saying Christine's story feels uncomfortably familiar. One Reddit user wrote, "Reading Christine's story made me physically sick, because I lived the same thing." Another added, "It's like a masterclass in manipulation tactics, disguised as normal relationship expectations." And that, insiders say, is exactly what Kody feared most. The dots are being connected. His carefully curated image of family leader is collapsing into something darker, the portrait of a man who took more than he ever gave. Moneybag the shocking part? Christine's revelations don't stop in the bedroom. According to early readers, the financial manipulation Christine describes mirrors the intimacy manipulation almost perfectly. For years, the wives were told that TLC money was being funneled into paying off Coyote Pass so they could build homes and secure their futures. But Christine allegedly reveals the heartbreaking truth. While she was working nights, pregnant, exhausted, and even covering thousands in medical bills for Truly's hospitalization, money was quietly being redirected elsewhere. And where do sources suggest it went? Straight into Kody and Robin's household, where life looked much more comfortable than what the other wives were enduring. Backhand index pointing right, so let's pause and think. Christine was skipping sleep, juggling jobs, and drowning in stress while Kody allegedly treated shared funds like his personal pipeline. Does that sound like leadership? Or does that sound like exploitation? Broken Heart. The emotional punch of Christine's book isn't just in the details, it's in the patterns. Hour-long massages demanded, but never reciprocated. Money pooled, but never shared equally. Medical bills barely covered, while luxuries flowed into one favored household. Every woman who's ever discovered her partner hiding money, every woman who's ever realized she's giving more than she's receiving, recognizes the betrayal Christine describes. This wasn't a marriage. This was a system of extraction. Christine gave, and Kody took. And then came the breaking point. According to alleged accounts, Christine finally stopped giving those massages. And that moment, that small act of defiance, represents the collapse of Kody's control system. Why? Because suddenly, the chain was broken. The service provider was refusing service. And when Robin asked about it, it exposed the whole charade. Kody had been briefing her. He'd been sharing Christine's vulnerabilities, her refusals, her private choices, turning intimacy into surveillance. Christine reportedly realized, this isn't love. This isn't intimacy. This is performance. I'm on a stage, and Robin is in the audience. But the most damning part? Christine allegedly documents Kody's own words. When she asked him for reciprocation, for the most basic human affection, he allegedly told her flat out, massaging you doesn't turn me on. So I won't do it. Let that sink in. Your husband of decades. The father of your children. Dismissing your need for affection because it didn't serve him. Sources suggest this single statement has Kody enraged, because it reveals his mindset with painful clarity. Affection was a transaction, only worth giving if it aroused him. Open Book. Christine's book allegedly goes further, detailing the devastating contrast between how Kody treated her versus Robin. After Solomon's birth, Kody stayed with Robin for a full month, 2 weeks before, 2 weeks after. After Truly's birth? Christine says she got just 2 days. 2 days. Can you imagine giving birth, recovering, caring for a newborn, and your husband barely shows up? Then watching him lavish weeks of attention on someone else? The humiliation is unbearable. And Christine reportedly remembers it in crystal clear detail. Globe showing Europe-Africa the fallout? Women across the internet are connecting their own lives to Christine's story. The massage scandal isn't just about Kody and Christine anymore. It's become a cautionary tale being shared in mom groups, therapy offices, even marriage counseling circles. Because it's not just about massages. It's about a system where one person takes and takes, while dismissing, minimizing, and humiliating the person who gives. Christine's courage to put these details in writing has created a tidal wave of recognition and solidarity. And for Kody? That's the nightmare. Because once your behavior becomes a universal red flag, you can't rebrand. You can't hide. And you can't silence the truth. And here's the real question. Christine's book isn't just exposing what happened in the Brown family. It's shining a spotlight on a much bigger issue, the weaponization of intimacy, money, and trust. So, viewers, I want to hear from you. Backhand index pointing right. Do you believe Christine's revelations will inspire other reality TV wives to finally share their own behind-the-scenes truths? Backhand index pointing right. And which of Kody's alleged demands makes you question his entire character the most? Lightbulb tap like. Hit subscribe. Keep notifications on. Because if you thought this was shocking, trust me, the next round of Sister Wives revelations will be even more explosive. The explosion begins. Kody has always prided himself on being the head of the family, the one who set the rules, the one who believed his wives should fall in line. But this time, Christine wasn't afraid. This time, she shattered the silence. Christine dropped a bombshell confession that no one expected. She revealed details about the intimacy in their marriage, the quiet humiliations, the demands that were never spoken about before. And when she did, Kody fumed with a rage that no one could ignore. Christine spoke about the so-called bedroom expectations, the controlling, suffocating rules that Kody tried to enforce. She revealed how he once demanded hour-long massages as if her role in his life was to serve him endlessly, regardless of her own feelings, her own needs, or her dignity. The moment she revealed this, the air changed. The humiliation wasn't Christine's anymore, it shifted, and it landed squarely on Kody. The public shame. For years, Christine had carried the weight of silence. She had smiled in public, she had played her role, and she had hidden the pain of living in a marriage that felt more like servitude than partnership. But now? She wasn't hiding anymore. She wasn't protecting Kody's image anymore. She exposed him, not with anger, but with honesty. And that honesty cut deeper than any insult ever could. Kody's face turned red. His jaw tightened. His voice trembled, not with sorrow, but with fury. He wasn't just angry at Christine for speaking out, he was humiliated that the world would now see the cracks in the image he had tried to build. For Kody, this wasn't just a wife leaving. This was his pride unraveling in front of millions. Christine's liberation. Christine's words were more than confessions. They were chains breaking. They were years of suffocation finally being released. She looked at Kody not with fear, not with submission, but with a calm strength. She said enough was enough. She would not be the woman who lived in the shadows of Robin. She would not be the woman who gave endlessly while receiving nothing in return. Her courage was shocking. Her voice trembled at times, but her message was unwavering. She was done. And in that moment, Christine became something Kody could never control again, free. Kody's downfall. But for Kody, the humiliation ran deeper. Imagine being a man who once bragged about his authority, his control, his image as the proud patriarch of a plural family, and then imagine having your own wife publicly reveal that behind closed doors, you reduced intimacy to demands and expectations. That is not love. That is not marriage. That is humiliation. Kody's fury grew. He lashed out, calling Christine disrespectful, ungrateful, even accusing her of betrayal. But every word he spoke only revealed his desperation. Because the truth was clear, Christine no longer feared him, and that terrified him. The shockwaves. The fallout from Christine's confession didn't just affect Kody. It rippled across the entire family. Janelle listened with wide eyes, her heart breaking but her spirit igniting with recognition, because she, too, knew what it felt like to live under Kody's control. Mary sat quietly, tears in her eyes, realizing how many years she had sacrificed for a man who never truly saw her worth. Even Robin, the so-called favorite, couldn't mask the shock on her face. Because Christine's confession wasn't just about intimacy, it was about exposing the truth of Kody's character. And once that truth was spoken, it could never be taken back. A turning point. Friends, what happened here is not just a fight. It is not just a dramatic scene for television. This was the moment of no return. The moment Christine reclaimed her voice. The moment Kody's carefully constructed image crumbled. The moment the Brown family story changed forever. Because humiliation, once revealed, cannot be erased. And Christine made sure the world would never again see Kody as the untouchable leader he claimed to be. Closing reflection. Christine's bravery, her honesty, and her refusal to be silent have inspired countless women watching from their own living rooms, women who have lived in silence, women who have felt unseen, women who have been told to serve instead of to be loved. And Kody? He now stands exposed, not as the leader he once claimed to be, but as a man whose pride, arrogance, and control cost him the love and respect of his family. Friends, this is not just a story. This is a lesson in courage, in truth, and in the power of finally saying, enough is enough. Fire, so what do you think? Was this Christine's most powerful moment yet? Did this confession finally expose Kody in the way fans always suspected? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more shocking updates from Brown House.